Call of Duty Mobile does an excellent job of converting Activision's iconic first-person shooter to a mobile platform. Check out these expert tips to get the best kills possible. Do you want to play a new and free game on your iOS or Android device? Do you want to try out paid games before making a purchase? Or perhaps you want to hone your skills as a player? Then look no further, because we have a plethora of exciting games in store for you. Welcome to Clash of Games. Fans of first-person shooters looking for a thrilling mobile experience should look no further than Call of Duty Mobile to satisfy their shooting needs. Additionally, this mobile Call of Duty game incorporates familiar elements from Activision's iconic first-person shooter and adapts them to work well on mobile devices. Apart from that, Call of Duty Mobile players can engage in a brutal 100-person Battle Royale mode, compete in classic multiplayer matches in teams of 5, and even take on the roles of well-known Call of Duty characters such as John Price and Alex Mason. On the other hand, Call of Duty Mobile brings the familiar competitive spirit of classic Activision games to the mobile platform. As a result, some players in this game are just as skilled and brutal with their kills as their counterparts on the PC and console versions of the game. Fortunately, new players can learn to be just as good by following a few simple guidelines. A growing number of players are taking advantage of Call of Duty Mobile's growing popularity by learning more practical strategies for outlasting their opponents, both in the multiplayer and Battle Royale modes. Fortunately, factors such as proper preparation, patience, and aggro avoidance, as well as good rotation, can make a player's performance significantly more efficient, regardless of whether they are playing in a team or a solo set. Multiplayer. Stick to rotation. Exploration is always crucial in a first-person shooter, and it is vital in a team deathmatch. It stands to reason that the sooner a team captures an enemy, the sooner they will be eliminated. While most of the time correct, players who zigzag across the map will only add another death to their kill-death advantage, KDA. Instead, players should only come to a teammate's aid if their presence has the potential to alter the outcome of the firefight in their favor. If this is the case, players should stick to the rotation. Teams that have worked together in the past are likely to know where their allies have gone. As a result, they'll have a good idea of where the firefight took place and where the enemies are headed in the future. Using this information, players can adjust their rotation or even anticipate when the enemy will arrive. Battle Royale. Be familiar with the map. It is beneficial to become familiar with the map before beginning any operation. In this way, operatives will always know where they need to go, regardless of the situation. COD Mobile's Battle Royale mode fans will benefit from familiarizing themselves with the Battle Royale map and its key locations. In essence, specific areas serve as hotspots for loot or even as excellent camping grounds for players. For example, the downtown district contains several tall buildings that serve as lookout points. Additionally, players can gain a tactical advantage by acquiring high-tech loot from the black market if they so choose. Knowing these slight hints allows players to make more informed decisions if they find themselves in a position where they must leave the field during the game. Properly configure your settings for mobile devices. Unfortunately, shooters have a reputation for being more precise than other types of games. Furthermore, even the slightest error in timing can result in the loss of the entire match. Even the most minor change in the settings can have significant ramifications for the players involved in mobile games. For example, players with smartphones capable of Ultra HD graphics should check to see if they can achieve a high frame rate. While Call of Duty Mobile boasts impressive visuals, the frame rate matters in matches. The game also responds more quickly when the frame rate is higher, which results in more accurate shots. Furthermore, players should select advanced shooting from their shooting mode menu, improving the precision with which they move and shoot. Multiplayer. Stay away from the aggro. When participating in a team deathmatch, meeting the enemy halfway and then going all out in the firefight that follows can be tempting. The problem is that by doing so, you run the risk of the opponent scoring more points and winning the match. Instead, players should avoid excessive aggravation and only engage in combat when necessary. Remember that in time-based team deathmatches, the winning team is determined by the highest score, even if both teams scored poorly. Well-coordinated teams should attempt to outlast their opponents by only engaging from a position of strength. This means that players should only attack an enemy if they are confident in their ability to win or know that backup is on its way. In the same way, a team can take advantage of an aggressive adversary by going around them and catching them off guard. Multiplayer. Get preferred builds. Players who have the resources should create preferred loadouts that can be adjusted to any combat situation they may find themselves in. In terms of gameplay mechanics, it is recommended that players obtain a primary weapon with which they can reliably aim. Similarly, players should consider creating loadouts that include weapons that have a large ammo capacity, quick reload times, and good handling. When deciding on a build, players should consider the map layout and their team's overall philosophy. As an example, the ASM-10 can provide the range of a sniper with the kick of an assault rifle for players who desire both features. The HG-40 has a reasonable recoil for mid-range SMG, making it ideal for high-stress encounters. Battle Royale. Wait it out. To win the match, players do not have to kill their opponents to achieve victory actively. While navigating the map, more strategic players may choose to build their arsenal in complete silence. For the most part, players should swap hiding places as the lethal circle draws more survivors closer to one another. As a result, players only encounter other enemies when it is necessary. Theoretically, the players who are left with the last 10 or so survivors should have enough equipment to deal with any unexpected threats that may arise. Furthermore, players in hiding will always be on the lookout for an opportunity to ambush an unsuspecting survivor. To be sure, waiting it out can take upwards of 15 minutes at the very least. On the other hand, all of this effort may be worthwhile if it means being the only survivor in the end. Battle Royale. Avoid first contact. Because players can select their drop zone on the map, they should avoid dropping in the most populated area they come across on the map. While securing kills in these zones is rewarding, the players who are the quickest to reach weapon and armor crates will survive this round of the game. Instead, players should attempt to drop into more sparsely populated areas with fewer players. This strategy enables them to gather resources with care and gradually build their arsenal until they are forced to face other players in a competitive environment. Not only does this improve their overall ranking, but it also increases the likelihood that they will make it to the end game. Multiplayer. Experiment with different movement mechanics. The inclusion of unique movement controls enhances the game's fast-paced multiplayer mode. Players in Call of Duty Mobile can lie down, crouch, and even sprint. The unfortunate side effect of lying down is that players become vulnerable to other fast-moving enemies. Crouching, on the other hand, allows players to move more quickly around the field. Similarly, players can sprint by sliding up the forward control or pressing the dedicated sprint button on the controller. This mechanic allows them to move more quickly around the battlefield, but at the expense of some accuracy. Players should experiment with these movement mechanics and then purchase the following perks to enhance their experience further. Skulker is useful for crouching, while Lightweight is useful for sprinting. Multiplayer. Always move around. Call of Duty Mobile has optimized its multiplayer matches to be as quick as possible, evident in the game's overall design. For example, enemies always have red flashes on their outfits, indicating that hiding or lurking around will not be of much assistance. Furthermore, when activated, unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, can pinpoint their adversaries. Because of these caveats, lurkers can be easily identified regardless of where they are on the map. But because of this factor, players will need to learn how to move quickly and react quickly to remain alive. For example, players are more secure when strafing in a firefight because they can fire their weapons while moving towards safety. Due to the lack of an adequate hide mechanic, players should only duck into cover when reloading their weapons. Battle Royale. Pay attention to ammo. While it's exciting to rush to a firefight with class skills and awesome guns, players may find themselves running out of ammo too quickly and finding themselves on the losing end of a match. To avoid this setback, players should be aware of the amount of ammo they have on hand and pick up the appropriate ammo for their specific weapons. Furthermore, players should begin to diversify their weapon preferences to adapt to whatever ammo is available near the game. Players become more adaptable as a result of this strategy during matches. Are you looking forward to completing your next mission with your newfound knowledge? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, subscribe to the channel and stay up to date on all things gaming. Strive to be legendary.